I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, can you imagine, and I feel the magic, can you imagine, and I feel the magic, it's all around us, and I feel the magic, it's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air, and I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere, and I feel the magic, can you imagine, and I feel the magic, can you imagine, and I feel the magic, it's all around us, and I feel the
Good evening. I do feel the magic all around, and I do see how many of you have jumped in so quick for tonight's Soul and Beyond. Is it because this is about soul activation and embracing your gifts? Are you sitting on the edge of your seat wanting to know, what are my gifts and how am I going to use them? This is Soul and Beyond for everyone who is new, and for you who will come back and watch later on at another time. And I'm Gwenda, your host, mystic, healer, angel messenger, bridge between heaven and earth, writer, not a poet, writer, spiritual teacher, wellness, integrative wellness mentor, personal trainer. Oh, you know the list. But my most favorite thing is to be able to bring someone home to their soul and home to the place of healing. You know, all those other labels, yeah, they're great. And I've worn them for a long time. But my all-time favorite is being able to show people the way for them to be able to reach into their soul and to be able to find their gifts. And what a great time of year to have this show, or this topic for this show, December. So we're coming towards Christmas, we're coming towards that time of year that once upon a time is said to have been very sacred. 3 wise men travelled across the desert bearing gifts for a brand new baby who was what? A divine gift. So it is said. In this day and age, so much has changed. And one of the reasons people struggle is because they have lost their way, as there is so little sacredness. There is so little coming through for you about being part of the oneness, the sacredness. Even down to the way that the Western world treats sacred ancient arts like Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga. But But it is up to you to want to know, to want to be able to embrace your gifts, to know your soul, and nothing and no one can get in your way, because that is who you truly are. Your soul is who you truly are, and only you have the key. Only you have the key. Isn't that amazing? No one else. Sorry, I will get up for that. Of course, God has the key. But in this world, as you walk this world every day, you hold the key. Nobody else. And nobody and nothing can remove it unless you allow it. So let's see tonight how well you're traveling with holding your key. Are you dangling it, or are you actually putting it in the lock and opening those doors? In tonight's episode, we have the presence of Archangel Raziel, Archangel Sandalphon, who is said to once have been a human. He is only one. He and his brother Metatron are the only two to become archangels. So it is written. And we also have just now the presence of Jesus Christ. Now, when I was preparing for you tonight, he didn't appear. The others did, and yet he is here now. Now, in my experience with Jesus, one of the main reasons that he comes is because of people calling for healing, is because of people feeling lost, overwhelmed, suffocating in their life. And that's when he comes. So you are very blessed tonight, and I hope that you will have your hearts open, your minds quiet to receive all that these beautiful beings are bringing to you. And a gentle reminder that everyone who comes and sits with me now, if you will have your heart open and quieten your mind, your phone away, children away, or sit them with you quietly, pets even. You know the old saying, never work with children and pets. And yet, pets know the energy. Many children that are awake, are aware, are attuned when they arrive, they also know the energy, but such a lot happens here very quickly that distracts them, distorts the energy. But for you who will sit with me through this show and have your heart open and your mind quiet, you will receive everything that you have been asking for. You will receive everything that you need. Now, there is a difference between want, need, and demand. So when Lord Jesus Christ, Archangel Raziel, Archangel Raphael, Sandalphon, when any of these beautiful beings appear and come to be with you, to share their energy, to bring their wisdom, they know what it is that your soul needs. They're not interested in what the human mind part of you wants. Big difference, hey? So tonight's show is going to be amazing. And that will come down to you. That will come down to how you wish to receive it. Now, I did say everything that you want or you've been asking for. If you've been asking to be the latest millionaire in Lotto, that's not going to work. If you've been asking for, I don't know, the best ever lover, partner, it's not going to work. I'll tell you about that later. In the meantime, let me see who's here. Kristen, straight off the bat. Hello, good evening. How are you? How's your little legs going? Michelle, hi. Wow, you were quick tonight too. And Linda Gold, oh my gosh. Hi, Linda. Lovely to see you. And Jackie, sorry, I'm not connecting with Gwenda's site. I'm not sure what's happening there either. Jackie, can't tell you, sorry, darling. You should be able to just use when you register, which you did, Jackie, you simply click on the link that you receive after registering in email and away you go. And that's for everybody. Karen Mack, good evening to you. Constant interruptions. That's interesting, Jackie. Anyone else having issues? Tanya Atkins, hi. Oh, I thank you, Jackie. I have my Rastafarian hairstyle on this evening. I have got yellow flowers on the crown chakra. Interesting. And thank you for your compliment. Lisa, hi, welcome. Ray Griffiths, good evening. Hello all. Sulky in the lock. You do that, Jackie or Lisa. Thank you. Sending the love heart right back. Yeah, Jackie, your heart is open. Kerry Forth, good evening and welcome. Michelle switched over to YouTube, some interruptions. If you get a chance, those of you that have interruptions, it may be worth sending something through to StreamYard and letting them know. Everything is running smoothly from this end. So unfortunately, I can't tell what's going on in your area. It could be a glitch in the connection in your area. Jackie says YouTube's behaving now. Well, YouTube's no surprise, really. So soul activation and embracing your gifts. We're going to awaken your spiritual power by recognizing and honoring that sacred part of you. And in that sacred part, there are sacred instructions woven into your being. Now, how do you find them? Well, some would say it's like finding a needle in a haystack, but your gifts are yours. They're not anyone else's. And whilst they might sound similar to someone else's, or even say you feel that your gift is being a teacher, and you meet someone else who says, oh, I always wanted to be a teacher, I'm a teacher now. The gift of being a teacher will not be identical for both of you. If you wanted to be a bricklayer and you become a bricklayer and you hang out with some other brickies, they're not going to be the same as you. And why? Because God didn't do duplicates. He didn't do clones. Mankind does that. He didn't clone us to be identical to someone else. And how could he? Your soul and the DNA that comes with you is unique to you. Your soul gifts, how they transpire, how they evolve or not, is unique to you. So when we say about your soul gifts and you have the transcript, you really do, it's down to how well you use your key. You have the key, remember, nobody else, and no one else can take it, and nothing can take it. Even another being from another place, another galaxy, another dimension, they can't take your soul key. No one and nothing can take that unless you hand it over. And of course, there is that trickster. There are a few tricksters actually, but there is that one who appears as wow and makes everything wow and can be absolutely beautiful, but you have to do a deal with him. So if you hand your key over to that one, oh well, you're done for, because that one never, ever, ever holds his end of the bargain. So, if you're willing to hand your key over, then consequences could be huge. Now, while I'm on that topic, when people step into relationships, they often hand over their heart, and then they'll hand over their mind, but they haven't handed over the key to their soul. But what happens when someone hands over their heart or their mind to a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a partner, whatever you want to call it, the love of your life, whatever, then you have let your soul down tremendously and you have literally walked away from your soul. Now, I can hear a couple of you go, oh, but what about if that's, your path? What if that's the lessons that you came to learn? There's a big difference between experiencing lessons, experiences, and how you move through them, to handing your heart, handing your mind over to someone else. Do you see the difference? Oh, there you go. Lisa said she's had connection issues all day. Good evening, Cat Gray. We probably would not be surprised, right, at this time of year where there is issues and interruptions. But, we'll breathe through it and you will receive what it is that you're meant to receive. So your gifts are not random. They are specific to you. They are specific to your soul, and they are guiding lights for you. They're intrinsic to your soul's journey. And tonight, I'm going to give you these moments. Pardon me. I as Gwenda, along with archangels, Raziel, Sandlefon. Anybody else stepped in? And Lord Jesus Christ are here to come through to you during this time. So be willing to receive. Be willing to listen. And when we're finished, I really, really invite you to sit for a little while and let the energy, let the messages simply sit. If as soon as we're finished, you rush off to do whatever, then those moments of that deep connection and where you could get wonderful ahas, beautiful healing will be gone. Because, so some of you are saying, well, why? Why doesn't it last? Because you have now chosen to be distracted. You've chosen to step into the distorted energy of this world, and you can't hear anything. You can't receive anything from the higher dimensions when you go there, when you go to the distortions and distractions. Making sense? Through soul activation, you claim your divine essence. Now, I say it like that because, hallelujah, when you claim your divine essence, you begin to operate in this world in a whole different frequency. And everything changes for you. Everything. And it's also where you meet you meet with your unique gifts, united with grace. And grace is a very powerful source of energy. Have you ever stepped into it? Oh my, I don't know, Cat Grace. Cat's saying Sandlefon cologne. Wonder if he knows that he's got a cologne named after him. Smells divine. Well, how very appropriate of them to say that it smells divine. So when we want to look at your activation and you embracing your gifts, it's a pathway. Now, if you wanted for it to be like that, then you would need to go and sit on a mountaintop with nobody, nothing, none of these worldly gadgets. Oh, so then we wouldn't be able to see each other. You would need to go and sit deep in a forest somewhere with only nature. And you know what? Most of the time people are too scared to do that. Or, they're too busy. So for you to reach your unique gifts, awaken them, embrace them, means it's a path of devotion. It's a path of devotion and remembering who you truly are. Everything in this realm is constructed to distract and distort. You are the master. You hold the key. So you can change that. You can move away from all of that at any time, in any moment. In fact, in the Spiritual School of Wesh, I put a post up and a story up about a moment. What can you change in a moment that could change your life? We take that a little bit deeper and go, what could you change in any one moment that will take you closer to yourself? Anybody know? What can you change in any one moment that would take you deeper to your real self, your true self? Thank you, Jackie. Love it. Thanks for the feedback. Awesome. About Sandalphon, wasn't it? So a question to ask yourself before we go forward is, have you ever had a driving passion or a really strong want to help others? Now, I heard a friend of mine say she believes that she helps others because she works in a jewelry store. And at first, I did hesitate. Like, I'm talking about my work as a healer, as a mystic, as an esoteric, as a messenger, blah, blah. And she's talking about working in a jeweler's. And then when we talked about it more, she sees that working in a jeweler's is helping others because she brings them happiness as she takes their money. But she does give them something back in exchange, something, glittery and pretty. It's a little different, right? However, that is how this beautiful soul feels that she is being of service to others. Now I'm going to talk to you on a deeper level. Have you ever felt the need, felt a drive, had a burning desire to help others? Maybe even to help them know that there's something bigger than them, to help them know that they're more than what they believe themselves to be. What sort of books would you buy that person? What sort of place would you invite them to go to with you? Oh, I know. You would invite them to go to the link that's at the top, and that's the Sacred Healers Retreat coming up in March with me. That's where you would take them. So, have you ever felt the need or the drive to want to help people heal? These are the deeper parts of service, where the soul has come through with its innate gifts and its remembering. See, those things aren't of this world. Those things are not of this realm. So when you have a really strong drive and motivation to want to help others on a deep level, and maybe as a teacher, you find yourself doing that because you may teach a child compassion when they are a bully. You may teach a child kindness when they are a bully. As a CEO of a company, you may have been extremely bottom line driven, profit margin driven when you first started. But as you come to work with people and you yourself embrace more about yourself, come to find that there is a whole different connection that makes you being CEO have a whole different feel. You're being of service to others. So there are many ways. Let me have a look here what you've had to say. Your thoughts. Yes, Tanya, your thoughts are always problematic. Bling, bling. Yes, Lisa, most of your life. Yes, but they must be willing to help themselves too. Absolutely, Ray. This is a big part of it. However, the question here, and we're talking about your key, your innate, incredible soul gifts. So when we're talking about you feeling like you have this drive to want to help others, and if it's really, really strong, then that is one of your gifts. That is what you've come to be of service for. It's irrelevant as to how others behave. And I tell you what, I've had to learn that the hard way more than once. I even had a client when I had my health and wellness center, rolling around on the floor. He was rolling around. He used to crack me up in the way that he got ready for his training session. And I was setting things up, and out of nowhere, he says, you know, Gwenda, you'll never make it. You'll never make it. I'm like, I'll never make what? What are you talking about? And he goes, oh, it doesn't matter. And then at the end of his session, I asked him, because it sat on my shoulders like a weight. What was I never going to make? And he goes, you'll never make it in this business. Oh, thanks very much, I said. And he said, no, you can't. I'm like, you know, this conversation's getting tougher by the second. And he said, you can't because you care too much. And I said, you know, I'll see you on Thursday. And when he left, I was putting things away and I was thinking, what does he mean by that? And, you know, it took a long time for the penny to drop. It took a lot of kicks in the teeth for the penny to drop. And then I learned the art of non-attachment. Then I had to learn the art of non-attachment in a different level, in a different way. Then I had to learn the art of non-attachment again. So, Ray, when you say about, you know, others have to want to heal, oh boy, do I know that. I know it painfully, and I've learnt the hard way. But it's not about them. It's about you and what your soul's codes are. Every one of you have your soul codes, and they are light because, in essence, you are light. You are a being of light energy. So you have these incredible codes, a little bit like the Matrix, that runs through all of your energy fields. And your key fits into those and is there for you to know. You know, the other thing is for you to actually embrace and step into your gifts takes courage. It requires you to be bold. And it requires you to boldly express your gifts. So in Ray's case, where she says they must be willing to help themselves, when you step up as a healer, for example, and you want very much, and you know that you can make a difference for people, and you boldly step in, and you're holding your torch of healing and working with Archangel Raphael, Jesus Christ, Buddha, and it goes south. It goes pear-shaped. And oh boy, if you haven't done the inner work to really connect with yourself, then your world will fall apart. It really will. You have to own that boldness. You have to be really courageous and be prepared to get knocked down over and over again. Maybe even if I use the Lord's phrase, crucified, because I've been there many a time, and even in current day, because there's so much mumbo jumbo out there in the land of the spiritual people these days. Courage is the cure. Speaking of courage, there we are. A lady with a lot of courage. Hello and welcome, Robin. Michelle is asking, Jackie, yes, I guide, listen to others, no judgment. Tanya, thanks for all the hearts. I send them back. Kat, having a break from helping people and healing myself. Your soul would be very, very pleased about that. In fact, Kat Gray, you've got a fair bit of calibration to do in your emotional body. There's you've done quite a bit in the mental body, but in your emotional body, there's still some work to do there. Michelle's asking, is it always to be of service to others? You might be of service to the world, as in to nature. You might be an activist that ties yourself to trees, that saves dolphins, that does the pledge for whales, that fights against wind farms. You may be an activist for rights, for people's freedom of rights, for people to have fresh air, fresh food, real food. So those things would also be a way of being of service, Michelle. But in the end, it still comes down to being of service to humanity, to others. Even nuns. Kristen's asking why the feed stop. You back, Kristen? Can you let me know, please? That's great. Thank you, Ray, thanks for the love heart. Karen, all good. Merlin. Oh, one of my favorites, Kat. Merlin. Do love Merlin. I used to do a lot of work with Merlin, but then I was in that era. I was with him and Gwenda and my other good friend of that time, who was rather mischievous. I did like her though. I loved her spunk. Yep, willing is not enough. We must do. I like that phrase, Kerry. Thank you. And oh, how lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Robin. It's a thrill to have you here. Kristen, you're there. Very good. Lisa Berry, good evening. Thank you for the beautiful hearts. Gorgeous. So when we want to step into these gifts and really embrace them and awaken the potential of transformation, both within yourself and in others. So this is going to go back to Michelle's question. Do you really have to be serving others? Because sometimes there's a lot you need to do for yourself before you can be serving others. So when we are expressing our soul's light, when we are expressing our soul's gifts, and we are doing that from that place of oneness, the place of divine union, there will always be critics. What would this world be without them? And remember, this is a world of duality. However, when you stand in your light, when you stand in your commitment, others benefit from your light. They benefit without you having to do anything. Can anyone think of an example of something that they've been working on themselves, expanding their gifts, getting to know their gifts, and then found that someone else around them has come to them like a moth to a flame and said, wow, I want to be part of this. So not always do you need to be out there, like you may say, the work I do, I'm out there. You may prefer simply to work on yourself and emanate your light, emanate the codes of your soul, and, you know, they're infinite. And you could touch someone you're thinking about across the oceans. You may never know that it was you, but that doesn't matter, because if you want to know it was you, if you want to know that Did that work? I sent you this. Did it work? Then we're in the land of the earth mind and the ego. So Kristen's saying my last job was full of that. So we're going to urge you to be more brave with yourself, with being yourself. And really the journey of soul activation, I'm going to come back to that word. It's an invitation to let your gifts shine through. So why do we use the word activation? You're like, you tell me that I'm an eternal essence, that I'm of God, that I'm perfect. I was created from perfection. I'm pure love. I'm joy. So why do I need to activate anything? Well, have a look around you, especially since 2020. Have a look around you. What do you see? What do you hear people mostly talking about? What do you hear people complaining about? Now, this is not a digress. This is directly related. Some of you know the story. I love it, Lancelot. Morgana, I know she was naughty, but I kind of liked her. I know why. Michelle's saying she doesn't feel like being an activist is her nature, and I would agree, Michelle. It's not your nature, but you can certainly work more on being you, which in turn brings tremendous change and beauty to everyone around you. So it's not a segue here or a digression from what I was talking about. Activation, activating your soul gifts, activating the essence of you. Why would we need to activate it when it's natural, it's who we are? Really? It's who we are? No. Who you are, unless you have done the really deep work and you live a life committed to that every day and a life of devotion to it, then you've still got work to do, because that divine essence of you is buried. Who you are is who you've created yourself to be, looking for approval, looking for self-worth, looking for confidence, looking for friendships, looking to fit in. It's exhausting, right? Anybody relate? Why do you do a certain job? Oh, because I'm good at it. And people tell me I'm good at it. What's that about? That's about being seen as worthy. We all want to be worthy. We all want to be worthwhile. But the fact is, we already are. However, the family we brought ourselves into, they all come with baggage. They all come with their patterning. They come with ancestral stamping, as I call it. You carry ancestral junk in your DNA unless you know how to clear your DNA. You come into a family maybe with other siblings and they've all come for their own journey. They all have their own way of expressing, of living this life, and it's not the same as you. You are constantly molding yourself to fit in, to be accepted, to be heard, to be listened to be loved, to be wanted. Oh, yes, I can hear you. Well, of course, Gwenda, who doesn't want those things? Well, those who are on the path of enlightenment know how to rise above that, because all of that is of this world's making. And for many of you, it may very well be the experience that your soul came for, but it didn't come to be suffocated by it. It didn't come to be framed by it. It only came for the experience. How do we know joy if we don't know heartbreak? How do we know love if we don't know betrayal? You know, how do we know compassion if we don't know selfishness? That's why this world is so very important when it comes to the duality. The duality is the learning that is here for us. But what happens is you get sucked into it instead of observing it. And how do we know what to do? Well, you choose the path of learning. You choose the path of learning to go home to your soul, learning to be aligned with your soul. Like Michelle said, working on myself. I need to see. Flo Massey, hello, how are you? Welcome. Lisa Berry says, I often wonder what my calling is. I do read for people at our spiritual group, but I feel there's something bigger I should be doing. Ooh, Lisa, should be doing. Try praying on that and simply asking, guide me. Guide me to what it is my soul wishes. You can add to that. Wishes me to learn, wishes me to expand through, and see what comes. And what's Robin got to say? Courage, Greek gods from antiquity have become, oh, how lovely, very conflicting with the molded beliefs I had. Oh, I'll bet, Robin, that's awesome. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, Jackie, it sure is very tiring living for others, extremely, and it exhausts the soul. Your key goes rusty. Fleur nailed it. So much programming that we've often not questioned. Black sheep in your family. Yes, go the black sheep. Woo, we are the best. Yet always stay quiet to keep the peace. Oh, I think Michelle and you could have a conversation about keeping quiet to keep the peace. I do understand that. This is Jackie's. You can take that away. Others are none of my business. My young nephew, Jack, when he was around 9 or 10, he got told, I think one of his aunties said, mind your own business, Jack. And he said, I don't mind your business. And I've kept that phrase ever since. I don't mind your business. I think that is wonderful. It's along the line of Jackie, others are none of my business. So my Jack's phrase, I don't mind your business. I hope that made you smile. So I've got here tonight a beautiful piece. Lisa Murray, I'm pretty sure I can't mangle it. It's a beautiful piece of blue apatite. I don't know if you can see the real colour. Oh, I see some faces in there now. So blue apatite is a stone of manifestation. It's attunement to the future. It activates your psychic abilities and allows expansion of knowledge. It's also for mental clarity. Maybe some people need to do this with it for mental clarity. It's also the stone for communication, for your throat chakra and your intuition. So that one called to me when I was doing my meditation and getting ready for you. Your gifts aren't random. They are sacred instructions, and it's time to awaken them. And they're not random occurrences. You know, if you look over your life, sit back as the observer and look over your life, you will see how things kind of weaved around and you got answers, and it's not necessarily same day, same month, same year. It can take a while, but that's because of the choices you have made. Nothing to do with the heavens. Little clause in there. There is such a thing as divine timing. So if you are hassling God about a particular thing that you want in your life, or your guides, and you're telling them, I want this, and it's not the right time for you to have that or to have that person in your life, it's not going to happen. But it will if it is of your highest good and if it is of your soul's calling. If it's of this earth mind and everything in this soup bowl here, not likely, unless you are doing a deal with the other side, and they'll bring you anything you want in a heartbeat. And what happens? Can anyone guess what happens? It all goes pear-shaped. And you end up being hurt, you end up being ripped off, you end up in a mess. Oh, yes, Kat. Wildlife Rescue Queensland ambulance driver. I love that. Love that. Well, Ray, there's a little hint here, love. It's not spelt the same. But guess what? If you wear a piece of appetite, it actually does suppress your appetite. Appetite. This one is appetite. Jackie's a big cheesy smile. Oh, yes. Don't I know this story? My gosh. How many of you can relate to what Courage is the Cure has written here? Always been ridiculed and squashed are gifts. Yep. So often. It's a way of control because, as I said at the beginning, an enlightened human being, a person who steps into their gifts and really, really lives to them, a person who steps into their true essence and really lives it, you're a problem because you can't be controlled. You can't be manipulated. So you don't fit. Who would want to fit into that anyway? What's Kat saying here? Looking forward to assisting animals again. First while healing. Good choice, Kat, good choice. Children notice me, always send a telepathic hello. Oh, that's beautiful, Karen. I like doing that. That's really lovely. Secret of happiness, what you give or what you receive, it's what you share. That's cool, Kerry, thank you. No, not at all, Ray. That is actually perfect. Those that are so serious all the time and, you know, they have to analyse and pull everything to bits, they miss the party. It's all right, though. They come back and have to do it all over again. So if your soul could speak freely, if you allowed it, because it does speak freely, it speaks to you all the time. So if you allowed your soul to speak freely, what gift would it tell you to use more boldly? Now, if you take a moment to close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and breathe into your heart. So imagine yourself pouring the most beautiful gold light into your heart and feel that energy under your hand. Make sure your feet are grounded on the floor. And then you ask, if my soul could speak freely, what gift would it ask me to use more boldly? And the first word that comes, the first feeling that comes, that's it. That is your answer. And if you say I didn't hear anything, it's because you're in your head. Put your key down. What's Robin saying? Such a gift, you spread your light when it's hard to make contact with our gifts without people who can articulate. Well, thank you, Robin. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's a beautiful comment. Thank you very much. So if your soul could speak, it would want you, if it could literally speak through your mouth, which if you allowed it, it would. But so often you hold back because of beliefs, patterns, conditioning, expectations, attachment to fitting in, not rocking the boat, keeping the peace, all of those things. And they are a fact of life, right? It's not about bagging anyone out. It is a fact of life. These are all the things we come up against that create more blockages for us and do actually then manifest as some sort of pain in the body or financial loss. Yes, both. Pain in the body, financial loss. These are big, big warning signs that you're not listening. Your soul's like, you know what, I'm getting tired of talking to you, so I'm going to put the brakes on you. Maybe then you'll stop, because I used to say to people in small business, when I spoke at small business networking groups, you know, you guys, small business people in the cardiac surgery ward at the Royal Perth Hospital, you make up 87% of the patients in there. And some would come and tell me that I just scare them so much. Why are people scared of facts? Why can people not accept, maybe I should look at the way I'm living my life? Like if you're carrying too much weight, what's that about? Does your soul really want to be suffocated by too much weight? Maybe you don't have enough weight. What's that about? What is it that you are depriving yourself of in your life? What is it that you are suffocating yourself over that you're not able to express? And one thing I'm going to say to you tonight is get used to having a conversation with yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye, don't close your eyes, look yourself in the eye and speak. Ask your soul to speak. Now, your soul speaks in the most beautiful, gentle voice and feeling. Sometimes it will bring imagery, but if you ask it to speak and you're looking in a mirror and you stay there, you will hear the most amazing insights, and you will hear what it is that your soul is calling for. And you know what? Kerry's written here, peace is a way of life. Yes, it most definitely is. And you know what? When you're looking in that mirror, you just might hear the word peace. And that's what your soul is asking you for. So then you would need to look at your life and go, wow, it really is noisy, isn't it? Or it really is tight, or it really is anxious. Oh, I get really overwhelmed. Long way from peace. So when you're looking in the mirror and you do this exercise, which is really powerful, you may only hear one word, but your mind will be, what? Is that it? Is that all you got to say? Be loving, be kind. When you hear one word, take it and work with it. Ask yourself, okay, so, wow, look, have a look at what's going on in your life. You may even find that all you get is this, pardon me, not all you get. What you get is this amazing surge of energy that you know is divine love. What is your soul telling you? It wants you to reach in and align with that divine love that you were created from. Now, if that means going to prayer, if that means getting on your knees and asking for guidance, if that means going walking and hugging a tree, you do whatever it is that you feel you need to do. Miracles will happen for you. Life will change so much. So if you were looking to hear that your soul gifts are be the next Picasso, be the next Mozart, it's wrong. It's not going to happen, because that's not what your soul is looking for. Your soul will give you very gentle, very kind words, one most often, or a feeling. Looking in the mirror is a powerful exercise, and it does take courage, it does take boldness, and it takes preparedness to continue, because it's not going to happen the very first time. And if your mind is very noisy, it will get in the way. Like, you've got stuff to do. Hey, you're going to be late. Oh, what about this? Oh, what about she said? And do you remember? Oh, I forgot to read that. Oh, I forgot to pay the bill. Take a breath, shake your hands out, move your feet, ground them into the floor, stand up taller. Now look in your eyes again and ask your soul, what is it you need? What is it you need from me? And let yourself feel, let yourself listen. And if you get frustrated, walk away. Come back another day. Your soul will be waiting. It's always waiting. It can't leave you. And like I said at the beginning, nothing and no one can take your key away. Only you can park it up. Only you can put on the shelf. Or, hand it over to a very beautiful angel who will never do right by you. So allow yourself to ask, which gifts does my soul wish for me to use boldly? Which gifts does my soul wish me to use boldly? Tuning into your inner guidance brings you into alignment. It changes your life. And it can also change the life of others. If you are intrinsically connected to someone else, be they in your immediate family, be they your spouse, a friend, then whatever it is that you are meant to bring through, perhaps as a karmic arrangement, when you ask your soul to bring forward your gifts, you'll find whatever the situation is on that thread between you and another person, it will change. It will change exponentially, and it will change for life. So if you have children that you are concerned about, you can ask your soul what it is, what gift it is you have that you can use more boldly that will help your child. Because that will run down that silver cord that it connects you with your child. That cord can never be broken. And growth is the evidence of life, says Kerry. You've come a long way, Kerry. It's very interesting. Yes, indeed it is. And your growth towards living in alignment and honoring the message that your soul brings is where you have the ability to embrace your gifts. And you notice it's gifts, it's plural. And that's because you don't just have one gift. Robin's asking what if there's a generational curse. That can be broken, Robin. All curses can be broken. And you can sever that through doing a burning ceremony, breaking of the chains, burning of the cord. And as long as it's done with the intention and integrity of love and healing, then all will be well. If it's done with anything else, all will not be well. Generational curses are an interesting thing, and most often they don't land in the DNA. They'll land in one of the energy bodies, so they're easy enough to get rid of. You're welcome, very welcome. Now, I have run over time with you tonight, so I was looking at this as being our last show for the year because everyone's getting very busy as we go towards Christmas. I'm not here next week and I'm not the week after, but I might be on the 30th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the invitation up for you for the 30th. And I'm going to put the invitation up for you for the 30th of December. And if you're here, you're here. If you're not, then I'll party by myself. Something I'd like to share with you, I've got a link up the top, but I'm going to share it here again for you. And I believe now it can take you straight across to this. It is pertinent to tonight's show. It is my latest article on Medium, a writing platform in Astro-Pagan. And it's all about the Trinity of me, myself, and I, the Trinity of the humanness. And I'd really enjoy it if you would read it, maybe leave a comment, share it, but read it in light of what we have talked about tonight. In the meantime, I wish you many blessings. May God's light surround you, hold you, give you courage, bring you healing. And the presence of Lord Jesus Christ, Archangel Sandalphon, and Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Raziel, may they bring their light to you and everything that was needed for you tonight, for your soul. And may you hold tonight an image of your key and decide to place your key in your heart or to your third eye, or simply make it the most beautiful pendant around your neck to remind yourself, the key is mine. The key to my soul and my soul's gifts is mine and mine only, and God. You're most welcome. Thank you, Ray. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. And yes, thank you, Kat Gray. Wishing everyone enjoyable holidays, a wonderful Christmas. Many blessings to you all, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take good care. Good night.